Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.
Welcome to the meat market. The single scene is a slaughterhouse, and we are here to devour it. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Jess.
And today's sizzling single is Elle. Welcome, Elle.
Hi, thank you.
So you were engaged to a girl for 6 months?
We were actually engaged for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, a little over a year.
So
we got engaged pretty quick.
Do you prefer men, women, both?
I don't really have any preference. It's, I guess, kind of whoever stands out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked her. I don't know that going into relationships I'd want to be with a woman again.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a lot. I'm not really emotionally vulnerable to people, so I have a hard time connecting with women because they expect me to be more emotional towards them, and I can't really do it, even if I try, because I'm very logical with my thinking, so I don't really act irrationally, and a lot of times they just want me to be like in the moment feeling things, and I can't do it, so it's really difficult.
And I love women too, but we can be dramatic, can't we? And especially if we're like syncing on our cycles, like what a nightmare.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of fun though, because like you get your best friend out of it, and you're like, we go shopping together, you know, we do that, like it's great. And like we still have a lot of love for each other. It didn't end like horribly. We're still friends, you know, and talk almost every day. But
did you end it?
yes.
Was she devastated?
Yes. Yeah, and it was, there was a lot that led up to the moment, unfortunately. I lost my mom 3 weeks before we got engaged. After we got engaged, she passed away, and it was really sudden. So everything with that kind of just created a huge weight, and with my kids and stuff. So I kind of just snapped and was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. It wasn't really anything she did. It was just my own, you know, internal stuff.
Have you guys watched Hunting Wives on Netflix?
No, I've seen it pop up.
Oh, it's so good. I started watching it last weekend thinking like, oh, we'll see what this show is about. And I don't watch TV. I don't have a ton of time to watch TV, and I always fall asleep on shows. I watched this season in like 3 nights. It was so good.
Oh, I gotta watch it then.
Yeah, but there's a lot of girl-on-girl action and girl-on-girl relationship, and it's very dramatic. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm like, if that's how it is, or how it would be dating a woman or being with a woman, I'm like, I could never be gay. I could never date a woman. Like, it's crazy.
It's hard. And I mean, it's different when you're like not living in the same household, right? Because then you move in together, and it like the light switch just flips.
Really?
So it's like you realize like, oh, they have these tendencies, I have these tendencies, and it's like merging really incorrectly. It's like trying to make a puzzle piece fit that doesn't. It's really difficult, but you know.
Would you bring a female into a relationship with a man? Like if you were in a relationship with a man, would you bring in another woman as a third?
No. And it's not like I'm a territorial person by any means, but I'm like, if I'm committed to you, I'm only committed to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring in another person, because then like, what if you end up liking her and you leave me, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's true. It's hard to find a woman that's willing to come into a relationship between a man and a woman who isn't also into men and women, right? It's like you're not going to convince a lesbian who's only into women to come into your relationship or to come into your bedroom with a man.
Unless the man just wants to watch.
Unless the man just wants to watch. Yeah, that's true.
I've gotten a lot of those messages.
Really?
Have you?
Yes. I got one the other day that was like, will you, be with my wife and I'll just watch? And I was like, I'm on only the man's side of dating right now. So like, how did this happen? And how did
Is this on the dating apps?
It's on Facebook dating. Yeah.
They'll reach out to you?
Yeah,
and
so they
ask you
send
that?
little like impressions, I guess, or messages, and they can like make a message after they like you to your photo. And one of them asked me that, and I was like, I didn't like it, so we didn't match. But I was like, what a weird like first impression to reach out to me by.
Yeah.
Right?
So they want you to be the unicorn.
Yeah, and I mean, I get a lot of those messages, and like just like, hey, will you send me pictures for money and stuff like that? Like nothing's really, hey, I want to take you out on a date.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have an app or a website, the unicorn? Because I know a lot of couples want to bring in a woman,
Well,
right? But where do you find these women?
There is, I think, Field. Isn't there one called like Field that is for alternative
lifestyles, yeah, like BDSM and stuff like that.
And
I've tried that before too, and that was disastrous. I was like, I think I spent like a whole 2 days on there.
Why?
Just like people with no profile pictures sending me like really risky messages. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't want this. What am I doing here?
So then it's people using the app to basically hide behind the internet, right? When the app is supposed to be a safe place for people who are into that kind of stuff to explore. But then you still get people who are using it like as a way to hide, I guess.
It's got a lot of anonymity. I can't pronounce that word, but it's got a lot of that behind it, and they'll like blur their photos, which is super strange because it's like, well, this is supposed to be, from what I understand, more on the physical side. So like, wouldn't I want to be attracted to you physically and see you,
right?
To be able to determine if I want to move forward with you.
Yeah, you would think.
So pointless blurring your face out on a dating profile. Defeats all the purpose.
I think I'm on every dating app you could think of.
You are currently?
Yes, it's awful.
Is it awful? Oh no,
it's so bad.
Is there anyone that's better than the others, in your opinion?
Well, my most horrible situations have come from Hinge.
Really?
Yes. And then the one night stands and stuff are from Tinder. So it's like,
so Tinder is still a hookup site?
It feels like it is, but I met my ex fiance on Tinder, and that was good while it lasted, minus the other things. And then before that, my previous partner, I met him on Tinder. So I don't think it was like super fruitless.
Yeah.
I just think you got to weed.
You definitely have to weed. Do you have any disaster date stories from online?
Well, I haven't really gone on a lot of dates. Just the disaster after effects.
Are you talking about who you think you're talking about? So to let everyone out there know, we met Elle because her ex was on our podcast and told a story when we asked him, tell us one of your worst dates. He told a story and she found the story. She scrolled upon it on TikTok. Was like, that is not how it happened. So he spun the story, right?
Yeah, he did. Because our first date was actually, I was at work and we had FaceTimed a couple days prior, and like, he seemed really sweet and nice. He was very attentive, like FaceTime me right away, calling me, showing me, attention. And I was like, oh, well, like, this is unusual, but I like this. And so he was like, oh, I want to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I'll drive down to where you are. I'm on the West Valley. He's East Valley. So I was like, are you sure? Like, that's a really long drive. And I'm really only going to get probably a 30-minute lunch because I don't even take lunches. And he was like, no, absolutely. I just want to see you. So I was like, okay. So we met at Schnitzel's by my work. Yeah. And it was the worst lunch ever. I got like some potato soup and it was awful.
I don't think I've ever eaten at a Schnitzel's.
Don't do it.
It's
so
fast,
bad.
It's fast food, right?
Yeah.
Like they have drive-thrus.
Well, and that's why I was like, there's like Schnitzel's or Arby's, and like Arby's doesn't feel really like a good fit for like a first interaction. So I was like, Schnitzel's has
He's
soup.
got the meat.
I was gonna say Arby's, roast beef sandwiches. It's just a walking joke to do a first date at Arby's.
Love
I
Arby's,
feel.
though.
I know.
With the horsey sauce?
I do too. The horsey sauce.
Yes.
This is really good.
Yeah, it was so bad though, and I was like, after that, it just started going downhill with the love bombing and everything. And so when I saw that video, and I was like, that's not like, nothing like that ever happened at all. So why?
In his defense, maybe he just wanted a good story for the podcast, right? So maybe he exaggerated it, like most people do exaggerate stories.
It is true.
Maybe he just wanted, to entertain people.
It is true. And maybe he really wanted those nails of yours.
He asked me to
dig into his chest.
Yeah, he asked me to. And I was like, no, I'm squeamish for one. So like, I'm not going to draw blood on somebody else. Plus, I'm not going to carve my name into your body. Like, that's cute that you want to ask me to do that.
You don't seem like the type that's like, you're mine. I want everyone to know it.
I'm actually like the very least person like that, where I'm like, if you don't want to be with me and you're like pulling back, I'm just going to walk away. I don't have any desire to chase you and try and keep you around because you've already made up your mind. And he would do that to me, like just kind of disappear or block me. And I was like, okay, this is...
Yeah, childish.
Yeah. But now he's in Ukraine, so,
Of course. I love how the book talk girlies all came out on that post, like the ones who are like into the fairy smut and the,
love
the sexy books. So
I think it's great.
I know. I thought that was so funny. It was like all the comments were like, book talk girlies, where are you? And it's like, I'm here.
I liked the ones that were like, oh yeah, give her my number. Or like, can I have her number? And I'm like,
yes.
Like, but I'm not that person. Like, I'm very boring. I don't go anywhere. I just work a lot and go home and hang out with my kids. Like, I'm not a fun person. So
you have 4 boys, right?
I do.
God,
yeah.
that must be a handful. Must be
So
exhausting.
one of them's grown and he's out in Montana living his life.
Oh,
and
fun.
the other 3 I have full time, but my youngest is being homeschooled by his dad right now. So he's kind of between households. So right now I only actually have 2 in the house, but
How
it's
old
a
are
lot of fun. 21, 12, almost 13, 11, and 9.
Oh, those are fun ages.
They are,
And at least they're self-sufficient, you know?
Yeah.
They are, yeah. And I work for a power sport industry, so we got dirt bikes and stuff, and I keep them going we live out in the desert, so it's really fun to just go out and peruse with them.
Yeah.
I like it.
So what do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies?
So I play the cello.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's fun. I read
So
a lot
you're
of
used to
books.
having something big wood in between your legs?
Yes.
Make a joke out of it somehow. But that's impressive. How long have you been playing for?
So I actually played the violin when I was a child. So I just picked the cello back up. I'm trying to like relearn everything. It is really difficult with super long nails, but I'm trying to figure it out. I like that, and I read a lot of books. I used to do taxidermy, but I fell out of that a while ago.
Taxidermy, is that where you stuff things?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and like
So how does that work? You take an animal, then do you have to like drain it, obviously? Like, tell us the process. I'm curious.
yeah, I mean, you basically skin it, and then you would dry it out.
So you do everything from start to finish?
Yeah, I haven't done like the full skinning, but I've done like soft stuffs. So soft mounts are where they're pliable and they move. So you can like sit it on a couch and stuff. And hard mounts are like the typical deer heads and things of that nature. So I've fell into that for a while. It was COVID. I got bored and I was just like,
Stop stuffing dead animals.
What's the weirdest thing someone's ever asked you to taxidermy?
so nobody's ever actually asked me to do anything.
Okay.
But I had a business that was basically, people were like, they really like the pinned butterflies and stuff like that with the skulls. It's not so much people were like, I want a stuffed duck.
Or like,
a goat.
I want you to stuff my dog. Like,
Yeah,
my dog
I've
passed
heard of
away
that.
and I want you to stuff my dog.
A few years ago, though, I was seeing this guy, but he did like a lot of drugs, which I was like, whatever. But he did tell me, he's like, my dog just died. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he's like, I want you to stuff it. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I want you to think about this before you actually ask me to do this, because you're going to have a dead stuffed dog in your apartment and you do shrooms. Like, let's digest this before we commit to this.
How is this going to go?
Right. And so he ended up was like, no, I'm just going to get her cremated. And I was like, I think that's probably a better decision for you.
Smart.
Yeah.
So, but I've heard of people stuffing their dogs because they don't want them to ever leave.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of creepy? Would you ever do that?
No, I would never do that. No,
I wouldn't either.
I come from a hunting family. And so I will say it's like, there's something to be said about having your trophy, right? But it's like, then also we have dealt with this with my grandpa's things because he was a big hunter. And so it's like, he had the coyote and the fox, and he had the deer with the rack, and it is a way to show your trophy. But then it's like, we're like, who wants the stuffed fox from 20 years ago? Who wants the coyote? Like,
I do.
What does the fox say?
I love that stuff.
I know.
Like, my
It's
whole
just-
house is decorated like that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I guess somebody, I think they ended up, my mom and her sisters ended up taking a lot of that stuff to the thrift. But hopefully it found a good home. I don't know.
Those things are expensive too, right?
They are.
To have an animal taxidermy, or
No,
have
to
an
buy
animal
like a head, like a deer head or a...
well,
crazy
and
expensive.
I don't think you really buy them.
Yeah, you do. People buy them to put in their cabins all the time.
I guess, but then you're like a poser because you didn't actually get it yourself.
But, okay, I have issues with this. So you said you call it a trophy. So do you just hunt for the trophy, or do you eat the meat? And
no, we eat all of the meat.
So
back
you
home.
use everything.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're not doing it just for a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But whatever you have taxidermied, right, is known as the trophy.
That's the name of it.
It's the term
So
it's the term in the hunting, like in the hunting world, like that's the term for what you have to show for your hunt. So like my brother, for example, typically does 1 deer per season, and he jerkies it all out. And so we have jerky for the entire year. So we have meat for the entire year.
Okay.
And then, I mean, sometimes he doesn't usually take it to the taxidermist, I guess, unless he'd get like a really, really big buck that's super impressive that would make a beautiful trophy on the wall. Then yeah, sure. But otherwise, no.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
So are you looking to get married? Have you been married before?
I have been married before.
Okay. Yeah. Are you looking to get remarried? Are you looking for more kids? What are you looking for?
I actually can't have any more kids. Fixed, so that I'm pretty done on that. I would love to get married. Like, I think that would be great. Didn't get to have a wedding, so I never got a dress. I never got the whole experience, but I don't want to just get married to get married, so, but also that emotional inability of, that I feel all the time. Like, I don't really know if I've ever actually been in love with anybody. I've loved a lot of people.
You didn't love your ex-husband?
Oh, no.
Really?
No.
How long were you together for?
8 years.
Why did you stay with him if you weren't in love with him? Because the kids?
We had kids, yeah.
That's
and
tough.
It was a really toxic relationship, and I was really, really young. I married him when I was like 19.
Oh, wow, that is young.
Yeah, and we just actually got divorced officially in 2021, but we separated in 2017 when I moved here. So it was just, and it even to this day can still be a really toxic relationship with the kids. It's just...
Did you guys date other people while you were separated, but before your divorce was final?
I did. I don't think he's dated anyone since we've split. I've never seen him with a woman or talk about a woman, and my kids have never said anything about a woman. Wow. So I don't think he's even tried.
Because I see that get brought up a lot in some of the groups, like the Are We Dating the Same Guy groups?
Oh, yeah.
Like having a guy be separated versus the divorce is final, and should you date while you're separated because you're still technically married, and blah, blah, blah. Do you guys have opinions on that? Obviously, you dated while you were separated.
Well, he skipped states while I was going through the divorce process. So it was like I initiated the divorce really quickly, but I kept having to change attorneys because there was things, and then I couldn't afford the attorney because he left me kind of high and dry with the kids. So it was a battle, and I had to serve him by newspaper in like 4 different states, just because I didn't know where he was and he wouldn't tell me. So it was a really long process. And I was dating at the time and was actually in like a 3.5-year relationship at that point, during the whole divorce and separation. And he was really understanding. Like, he knew because he saw firsthand what I was going through, So he was like, yeah, you definitely don't want to be with this guy. I mean, now we have a decent relationship, but it's taken a long time to get to that point.
How do you feel about dating someone that's technically still married, even if they're separated?
I don't know. I think I'd have a hard time with it.
My sister's ex-husband, when they first met, he was separated, but not legally divorced, and she kind of had a bit of a tough time with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you've been separated for a long time, and sometimes it can be a long process getting, it finalized.
And I think it depends on the reason too, because I've known women who drag out divorces because they want more money, or they want this and that,
or custody battles. And
so there's that.
I don't know why people drag it out. Don't you want to be done so you can close that chapter and move on?
I would think so.
Unless, I guess, you don't want the divorce. If the husband's leaving you for someone else.
Yeah, I think it's a control thing.
Yeah.
Like especially, I hate being when a narcissistic, but when somebody who has controlled you the whole entire relationship is they're finally done with me and moving forward, I'm going to try and manipulate the situation for as long as I possibly can. And it happens a lot. I just, I guess if I were to encounter someone who told me they were going through a separation, which I have in the last 7 months of being single, but it wasn't true.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
And that is the problem, is a lot of times someone will say they're going through a separation, but they're really not. or they might be, but the intention is still to get back together.
Yeah, I had his wife text me.
Like they separate to work
wife?
on themselves, or they separate to fix their issues, and then the plan is to get back together.
Yeah, and that happens a lot, like I think of all the people I've actually like enjoyed in the last few months of being single that I've talked to, they have all been married. And it didn't come out until the end part of it, like, finding out actually are we dating the same people pages, then you find out. And it's like, oh yeah, he's married. And it's like, oh, okay, there goes 2 months of my time going back and forth with this man.
Do they think it's not going to get back to their wife?
They do. I think they think
so.
They're trying to be sly about it. Because I remember there was one weekend where he had drove out, again, East Valley to see me. And we met at like a little bar next to my old work. And after he left, I was like talking to him and we were on the phone. He's like, okay, well, I'm picking my son up from the babysitters. And I was like, okay, weird, but like it's kind of late, And he was like, I'll text you or call you later. And then just like fell off the face of the earth. And then come Monday morning, he texts me. He's like, I lost my phone at the aquarium. I'm sure you were blowing my phone up all weekend. And I was like, well, for one, I'm a grown woman. So if you're not going to respond to me after the first text, I'm just going to leave it. I wasn't blowing your phone up at all. And I was like, but as a parent, how are you going to go a whole weekend without a phone? Like if I weren't a parent, I wouldn't care. But as a parent,
right?
If something were to happen, I don't have a landline phone,
So he was full on still married with his wife. No problems at all.
And they had multiple children, and he only ever referenced one child. He told me that his baby mama died. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
And I was just like,
savage.
Oh, okay. Like,
can you imagine hearing your husband talk about you that way?
I know.
Like that is bad.
Yeah.
That is grounds for divorce. I'd be done.
Yeah. But I wasn't the only one. Like it had all come out to light. There was like many of us that were talking to this man during the same time for months.
What was his name?
Ty. Yeah.
And this all came out on the Are We Dating the Same Guy page? Oh,
well, and I had posted him initially a few months after we like stopped talking. And I was like, just got a bad gut feeling, because he would come back every once in a while. Like, they do when they get bored. And so I posted a picture of him and somebody was like, is that a wedding photo in the background? And I was like, I didn't even look. And like, I couldn't tell. And I zoomed in, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know whose house that is. So I couldn't really.
Yeah, he could be at a friend's house. He could be at his parents' house. He could be at
benefit of the doubt,
anybody else's house.
Right.
Yeah.
But then all these people were like messaging me, and they're like, I know his wife, and they're like supposed to be happily married, have like a brand new baby, and I was like, oh. Whoa, okay, so the babysitter was just the wife.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's pretty gross.
That's crazy.
You know what cracks me is the internet sleuths. Like people that zoom in and find wedding pictures.
They do. It's crazy. You post anything on these pages and they're like, oh yeah. I remember one time I saw something that somebody was like, I just want to know what this charge on a receipt is. And they like found the GPS coordinates and they're like,
So
it's this
crazy.
place. It's a gas station. I was like,
You cannot get away with anything, I feel. And like you're dumb if you're a guy and you think you can cheat with multiple women in this day and age.
I know.
yeah, it is insane. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are your deal breakers?
I don't even know. But being married, I guess, is one of them.
That's hilarious.
Like I recently had a friend who, was like, we should get together and, like see what this could be romantically. And
Female?
Man.
Man.
And I cut it off. I have a lot of respect for him, but I was like, I want to get married and I want to be with someone who wants to live in the same household as me, and he wanted to go the opposite direction and like stay long distance till his child grows up. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I guess that would be a deal breaker for me too, is if you expect me to be in a long distance relationship with you for 16 years.
Oh God.
Probably
That's
not.
a long time.
Yeah.
Was he open to having you move to him or no?
So I own my own house and he owns his. He doesn't have enough space for me and 3 kids. I don't have enough space for his household. I've got dogs and cats and stuff, because I'm comfortable in my home. I also really like my house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've done the whole merging thing and had to
Yeah.
give up part of my lifestyle to accommodate someone else, and I don't really want to do it again. But I prefer like single men or women because you can just move in and move out quick. Like if something
Yeah.
goes sideways, you just grab your stuff and go. Like,
True.
you don't really have any attachments. But I also still just looking at this as like, I'm still pretty newly single and I'm really enjoying my space and not having someone hog up the bed. That's really nice.
Do you have any unique talents that not many people know about?
No.
I mean, the
Cello. I was going to say that cello and the violin. That's impressive.
Unique talents. No, I mean, just, you know, like the taxidermy stuff. I wouldn't really say it's talent. It's just practice.
How long did your tattoo sleeve, your blackout, take?
Oh, this took 4 hours.
And did it hurt?
Oh yeah, it hurts so bad.
Did it really?
It's still not finished.
Is it a cover up?
Yeah.
Okay.
My ex-husband designed it for me, my whole entire sleeve, and the bottom half was just, it was disgusting. And I was like, it's time. It's been 10 years. We just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of it being time, are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. The Keep More Minute, brought to you by Tactical Tax Strategies. They help you keep more in your wallet. We help you keep more in your relationship. So we have a question that we're going to talk about. This one's a little bit long-winded. We've got a lot of details on this one, ladies. Okay. I've been talking to this guy for about a week. He slid into the DMs, and the convo has been great so far. It got sexy flirty really fast, which I'm okay with. I'm no prude, but I did make it very clear that I don't exchange sexually explicit photos until after I've been with someone in person. Even so, he kept asking with no concrete plans for a first date. He calls it being cheeky, but I call it a lack of respect for my boundaries. Am I overreacting if I just let it fizzle out? If I stick around, I feel like I'm setting myself up for a future of disrespect and manipulation.
Next. That's all he wants is one thing, right? Any guy from my past when I was single and dating online, if they start off with the sex talk and wanting pictures, that's all they want, right? 100%. Like if you're interested in getting to know someone and actually pursuing something serious, then you don't go that route. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Agreed.
I think that, and ultimately, you do that, you open the doors, you have sex with them, and then they're going to ghost you anyways.
It's so true.
Like, if they don't have any intention to stick around whatsoever.
So I feel if she wants just a sexual relationship, then that's fine, entertain it. But if you're looking for more, nope, move on.
100%.
So funny story. The Keep More Minute was me.
What? Wait, what? That was you?
So this happened to me last week.
What?
And I wanted to see if the other ladies would be on my side.
Are you on
or
the
if
same?
their side. Well, yeah. So I told him like, you have no respect for my boundaries.
Is this someone we know? I know?
No.
Okay, so is this a random person from the internet? So you were interested, but you're never interested in a guy.
No, I know.
Like,
I know. Never.
So you just wanted the sex stuff.
No, I don't. So I don't know. I still am not 100%. I kept telling him I'm trying to suss out your intentions because I'm not sure what they are. Because we had really great conversation, but then he would pass my boundaries, and I'd be like, I've already told you my boundary on this multiple times. Why are you still trying to push it?
Oh, that's annoying.
And so to me, I felt disrespected because he wasn't hearing what I was saying. I'm okay with sexy flirting. It's fun. And he was from New York. And so he lives far away, which I also don't mind long distance. And so that was my thing, is I was like, this is my boundary. It is okay. We can flirt and we can talk about sex. That's fine. But this is my boundary. And every single time he would try to push the boundary. And I just felt that it was disrespectful.
It is.
When I was very clear about my boundary.
And it shows that he's not really listeling, you know? And like you said, not respecting your boundaries. So.
Yeah.
But also, something I ran into too is like, if you're not FaceTiming them to like make sure they are who they are. I've ran across like numerous accounts from Tinder and stuff like that were actual fake people and still had nudes of the people they were pretending to be.
My ex used to do that. I had an ex who was a catfish on Tinder. No, this guy we've FaceTimed a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, because it scares me, because I'm like, what? And, you know, it happened to me. And I was like, what happened if I were to send you pictures of me like that? Like, are you just spreading them around the internet? Or are you using them to catfish other people?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
How did we get here? That's terrifying.
It is. Yeah. It is super scary. No, I also realized with this one that I have a new ick. I've unlocked a new ick.
What is it?
If he doesn't make his bed in the morning.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I've talked to many where I'm like, do you make your bed in the morning? And they're just like, what? And I'm like,
but if they're not having guests over, like... Who are they making it for, themselves? Like,
yes, of course, because they're disciplined and they're responsible adults. But then also I went back and forth because I was like, yes, it's an ick, but also I make the bed every day. So do I need my partner to make the bed every day? Probably not, because I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to make both sides.
I feel like that's something you can get over or work through, right? Just ask him to make the bed and hopefully he'll make the bed.
It is something that you can work through, but it's something that it adds a point to the negative side when I'm considering, like, do I want to continue entertaining this or not? He doesn't make the bed.
It's funny because my husband makes the bed every morning, and it's something that he has, and he gets mad if I don't. So he normally makes it, but then I've started to do it because I know it's important to him. So if I can get the chance to do it before him, I'll do it before him to make him happy.
Yeah.
So we are going to discuss the industries that have the highest divorce rates. So military personnel cheat with other military personnel because they're usually in close quarters and their side piece is with them, you know, when they travel. But also the spouses at home cheat too, don't they? I mean, since we've heard, so I feel like it's both. Firemen and police.
Oh, I've heard that.
I guess that the divorce rate's super high. But the theory for this, firemen and policemen, is that they experience trauma and have no coping skills and they suppress their emotions, which has to do with the divorce rate.
And I've also heard that with law enforcement officers, the abuse rate is really high. And so I think that's why that's another reason why the divorce rate is really high.
Abuse rate, what, the wives?
The domestic abuse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. It's unfortunate. Pilots, because they have the opportunity because they're never home and they're traveling and they usually cheat with flight attendants. Apparently CEOs who attend Coldplay concerts. Another theory is that professions that are separated from their spouse have a high divorce rate, which makes sense, right? Like traveling salespeople and that kind of thing. Then I also had how to tell if your spouse is cheating. So when they change their routine, when they get secretive, obviously, if they have changes in their social media. Have you ever had a guy cheat and seen changes?
No. I've never had a long-term partner cheat on me in like the traditional sense. I dated the guy who was catfishing, but I consider that like a mental health. That was so much
crazy.
That was so much deeper than just going out and cheating. I've never had an ex that I caught cheat.
Have you? Yeah. How did you find out?
Well, usually their wives reach out to me. Yeah, I was actually in high school. I had this guy that I was dating. It was high school, you know. But after he got shipped off to the Navy, he and I like rekindled stuff, and he wanted to marry me or whatever. And we like planned this whole thing. And then I found out he was already married and she lived with him. And I was like, I was the problem apparently at that point. But I've got a really bad record with dating.
Oh my God. Don't they say though, this statistically, what is it? 40% of men online are married. It's like a high statistic. It could even be higher than that. Yeah. It's like scary high.
That are online dating that are like on the dating apps. I haven't read that.
Yeah. I believe it though.
Yeah.
So I dated a guy once that was cheating on me, and I could tell because he was always, all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm going to spend this weekend with my nephews. I'm going to hang out with my nephews. And it's like, okay, why can't I come? Or I'm going to go to happy hour with my family. Can you just wait at home for me? And it's like, well, why aren't you inviting me? Little things like that. Making plans but doesn't invite you, you know? So scientific signs a man is cheating, and this is said by a woman. If they're pulling away, you feel emotional distance, you feel something's changed. If they start talking about how they know her, like they subtly bring her into the conversation, like this girl at work, and she like pops up regularly in conversation. When you mention her and they automatically say, oh, no, she's not my type. They get defensive, you know? He dresses differently, starts talking differently, wants to align himself with her, starts liking things that she likes. If they start drinking different beer like Michelob Ultra, has different desires. If they become critical and irritable of you. Cheaters start small. They plan a solo event, like a lunch or a dinner or to walk the dogs. But from the moment they verbalize a meetup with their side piece, then you do not exist to him. You're done. He has tunnel vision of hooking up with her. It's a steep slope from this moment to physically cheating. So, and then from a man, I saw a TikTok video, a man's perspective, this is how you know when a man is cheating. When everything you do bothers him, when they act like they're busy all the time, don't have time for you, when he has random depressed stages, when he starts acting distant and cold, and when you can feel it in your gut. I feel like women should always trust their gut, right? Can't you feel it when they're cheating? You just know something's wrong.
You feel it when they do anything wrong.
It's true.
Like, it's just like, ooh, like the ick.
Uh-huh.
It's like that felt weird, and then it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
That's
the
how
intuition.
like my friends are like, how do you figure this stuff out so quickly about men you just start talking to? I'm like, because I feel it in my gut. I've experienced so much of it where it's just like a constant cycle.
Now it's time for the celebrity cut where we marinate in the juices of the celebrities. So you know Bonnie Blue, right?
No.
Do you want to tell her who Bonnie Blue is?
Bonnie Blue is this English
OnlyFans
girl.
star.
I guess she was on OnlyFans, and she what did she do? Sleep with?
She broke the record
2,000
of banging the most men in 24 hours. So what was it, 2,000?
2,000 something, I think.
So she did this event where she wanted to break the record. So she filmed this event, and there were guys lining up. I think she broke the 2,000 record. There was a documentary about it, or a film. That's why they did this, for content. A lady was sitting at her house watching this documentary, saw the last guy in line who had tattoos. It was her husband.
No.
Her husband was the last guy in line.
That's how she caught him cheating.
That's how she caught him cheating. He applied to be one of the men that Bonnie Blue bangs and was the last one. So technically he banged 20 men, you know? But like, she's like, his tattoos were, his tattoos, they're very detectable. Yes, can you imagine?
That's what gets most people in trouble.
Right?
The tattoos.
Yeah, it's like, anyone recognize this tattoo? It's like, yep.
That happens a lot on those Are We Dating the Same Guy groups, because I feel like girls can sneak tattoos of like a guy's arm or something like that more easily than they can sneak a picture of his face. And so there are posts like that quite often that are like, is this anyone's man? I don't need to post a picture of his face because you'll recognize the tattoos.
Funny.
So crazy. I can't imagine.
I'd feel sick.
Watching the
get
documentary.
tested.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, was there any vetting for that process at all? Or was it just like,
no, I
hey,
think they just had to have a penis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder
That's
if they even use condoms. I would hope so.
They have to.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop a lot of other STDs.
It's
still.
true.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true.
One of the photographers came out, did an interview, and was like, the smell was so bad in that room.
So nasty.
Gnarly.
It's so nasty.
So where's your favorite place to go on a first date?
Oh, goodness. So I recently decided I like bowling when my nails are shorter and I can get my fingers in the hole. But I went to the zoo on one date. That was cool, but we walked like 8 million miles and it was really hot. So it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know.
Something fun.
Yeah, after that date, he took me to Barnes & Noble. I have a like wall-to-wall bookshelf in my bedroom. So I love books. So I got to pick out a few books. That was fun. But anything that's like that, where you can like talk and, try and make a connection. Yeah. Been a lot of like, hey, we should just meet for a drink. But that like is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah. Now it's time to get to know you with Zoyo, sponsored by your neighborhood yogurt. Zoyo, if you want to pick the top card. Some are vanilla, some are not so vanilla.
What is the kinkiest thing you've ever done?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What is the kinkiest thing I've ever done?
Spicy.
I mean, I don't know. I guess we're nipple clamps.
Do those hurt? I've never.
They do, but then I got my nipples pierced, so it was fine. It's like, that was fine.
Has a guy ever asked you to do something and you're like, hell no?
Well, yeah. So my one ex was like obsessed with anal. And we had a situation where we were actually just having normal sex. And I came down too hard and it hit me.
Oh.
And I almost threw up. And I was like, okay. And he kept asking for anal. And I was like, I love you. I can't. I experienced that within our first week of dating. And it was so painful that I could never do that. And it was kind of like actually make or break for our relationship because it was something he really wanted. And I just was like, no, I can't do it.
Wow.
That sucked really bad. But like I said, I'm a lot of vanilla. I don't have a lot of vanilla sex, but my experiences have been really vanilla. But I have like fantasies, where I'm like, oh yeah.
What are your fantasies?
So book talk.
I was going to say, you're a book talk girly. Of course you have fantasies.
Yeah, like nothing as crazy as like haunting Adeline, but like I love ghost face. I've got ghost face masks and like different, horror villain masks where I'm like, yeah, that would be hot. Yeah. But I have to find a man that is more than just a piece of meat to do it, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the ghost face masks. I think those are really fun.
Oh, interesting.
Do you like scary movies?
Yes.
Do you like scary penis?
Not scary penis, no.
So do you want him just to wear that, or do you want him to like chase you around the house?
Oh, yeah.
Like whole role play?
Oh, yeah. Whole role play.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. I mean,
funny.
because it's like, it's consensual, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. So, but it like gives you a little bit of an adrenaline boost. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes fear is kind of a turn on where it's like, oh, don't catch me. Mm-hmm. But you're going to catch me.
My husband dated a girl that she wanted him to chase her around with a knife. Like she always wanted him to do that. I'm like, did you?
I don't know that I'd want like a real knife.
Right? Scary.
Like if you got the plastic ones to like get into the role play, but if you have like a real knife, I might, trip and fall and you get stabbed.
Right?
Actually, yeah. There's a real risks associated with
that gone wrong.
Yeah.
God.
You do need boundaries with that.
That's funny.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week at the Meat Market. And thank you so much, Elle. If you want to go on a date with Elle, send us a DM at Meat Market Podcast. And thank you so much to our sponsor, Tactical Tax Strategies. If you want to keep more of your own money in your wallet, you need to go to Tactical Tax Strategies. We'll see you next week at the Meat Market. Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.